Continuing with Mr. Adams' collection of Savage rifles is the following item here, which is lot number 1142 in this upcoming auction. And it is one of the most spectacular Model 1899s to ever be produced. It has factory D engraving consisting of a buffalo on one side and a tiger on the other with full coverage engraving throughout. But most spectacularly is the wonderful, wonderful Circassian walnut with monarch-style carving, which consists of a full carved pistol grip with full deep relief carved side panels on the buttstock, and then matching carving on the forearm. The engraving extends well over the barrel, over the chamber area of the barrel, which is half octagon with 3 original sights, and it remains in absolute, just wonderful, near new condition, and carries a pre-auction estimate of $20,000 to $30,000. One additional 1899 in 1890 in Savage in Mr. Adams' collection is lot number 1151, which is a D engraved presentation quality rifle with C carved and checkered, highly figured walnut stock and forearm. It has 26-inch round barrel with 3 standard sights and remains in just spectacular, wonderful condition. And it was part of the Allen Mabee collection of the 1950s. Mr. Mabee amassed one of the finest collections of Savages ever known in the world. It carries a pre-auction estimate of $15,000 to $20,000. And continuing with Mr. Adams' Savage collection, we present this rifle, which is an extremely rare, special order, all the way special order, model 1895. It has standard 26-inch tapered octagon barrel with a color case hardened receiver that is engraved with the pattern of running deer on the left side, and is mounted with very, very highly figured, very nicely figured center crotch American walnut with the most rare original factory cheek piece. This rifle has a combination front sight with a standard sporting rear sight and a Savage, an early style Savage tang sight. It is alleged that this rifle was presented to Calvin Coolidge, President of the United States. And it was made explicitly for the 1898 New York exhibition, and it was engraved by what appears to be by Herman Ulrich, who was the master engraver at Savage at the time, or at the Marlin rather, when Savages were being made by the Marlin factory. It remains in very nicely, very high condition, and carries a pre-auction estimate of $8,000 to $14,000. Continuing with Mr. Adams' wonderful model 1895s, we present this rifle, which is lot number 1138 in our auction. It is another of the extraordinarily rare engraved model 1895s with color case hardened receiver. It has a 26-inch octagon to round barrel with standard sights, including an early Savage tang sight. It's mounted with very nicely figured French walnut with what is probably C-carved and checkered patterns. And the engraving consists of deer on one side and scroll engraving on the other side, plus extensive engraving over the chamber area of the barrel. This rifle is inscribed on the top of the bolt, quote, Harry Lee, who was known as a big game hunter in Alaska and in Africa. And it is authenticated by a letter from Mr. Callahan, the Savage historian. It carries a pre-auction estimate of $3,000 to $4,000. The last rifle of Mr. Adams' collection we're presenting today is the rifle here presented, which is lot number 1139. It is a model 1895 with the rare color case hardened receiver. It is a standard grade rifle with 26-inch tapered octagon barrel, standard wood but very nicely figured, with standard front and tang sight with a 2-leaf folding rear sight and sling swivels. It remains in very nice condition, showing lots of original case colors, and carries a pre-auction estimate of $4,000 to $6,000.